Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. This is your Aston Villa Manchester United preview. It's Sunday, 2:05 kick-off at Villa Park. The last time Aston Villa beat us at Villa Park was back in 1995. Aston Villa's current manager is Dean Smith. He's been Aston Villa manager now for a few years. Before he was at Aston Villa, he obviously managed Walsall and Brentford. Aston Villa are sitting 10th in the Premier League. They have got some good players. Obviously, one of Aston Villa's key players is Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish won't be playing in this game on Sunday. He's out with injury. Manchester United have been relentlessly linked with Jack Grealish. He's been at Villa for such a long time now, he risen up their academy. They've got Morgan Sanson of Aston Villa. They brought him in earlier on this year. He's actually out with injury. Trezeguet, he's one of their key players and he's also out with injury. So I think they're the only injuries that Villa have got. Glazers, he's one of Aston Villa's key players. Obviously Ross Barkley, he's also very, very good. Ross Barkley's a former Chelsea and Everton player. Villa have got Traore. They brought him in last year. Ollie Watkins, he's made a fantastic impact at Villa. Villa brought him in last year. They got that Martinez last year. And they got that Matty Cash, didn't they, last year. Tyrone Mings, he's also a very, very good centre-half. I think Manchester United have been in for him before. Aston Villa's goalkeeper is Tom Heaton and Manchester United have been in for him. Now, the last meeting between Man United and Villa was on New Year's Day. We beaten them 2-1 at Old Trafford. We beat them at Villa Park last season 3-0. We've got a very, very good record against Aston Villa. Now, we're coming into this game on the back of a 3-2 loss against Roma in the Europa League semi-final second leg. Obviously, Man United are into the Europa League final. It's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first major final as Manchester United manager, and it's our 8th European final, because we did beat Roma 8-5 on aggregate, because obviously we beat Roma in the first leg 6-2 at Old Trafford. It is Man United and Villarreal in the final. I fancy us now to win the Europa League. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows how imperative it is to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017, and Solskjaer did say the other month that winning trophies can be an ego thing. Solskjaer did say the game against Roma yesterday night could have been 8-6 to Roma. Gotta say, De Gea was absolutely superb. He made some fantastic saves. Obviously, Edison Cavani scored both of our goals. Cavani's made a fantastic impact since he's come to Manchester United, and I hope that he stays at the club for next season. Well, it said not so long ago that Edison Cavani has decided that he wants to stay at Man United in the summer. It said it was expected to be official this week, and it said he's close to agreeing a 1-year contract extension. Obviously, the game against Liverpool did get postponed last weekend because hundreds of our fans went inside Old Trafford and invaded the pitch. They protested against the Glazers. The game against Liverpool has been rearranged for Thursday the 13th of May. We are planning a second protest before the rearranged game against Liverpool. Solskjaer has hit out at the schedule because we've got 5 games in 15 days. Manchester United will probably finish second in the Premier League this season. On my next video, I will be giving you my starting 11 prediction for this game. And I'll be giving you my reaction as well to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference, because he has done his press conference ahead of this game against Villa. I'm expecting us to beat Aston Villa because we have been in good form recently, and plus we've got a very good away record in the Premier League. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for over a year. I think we are unbeaten in our last 24 Premier League away games. Now, I want to give you some news on Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. So, Jadon Sancho to Manchester United is on. He says Jadon Sancho's preference would be to leave Dortmund for a team with Champions League football. Fabrizio Romano did recently say Jadon Sancho would be 100% happy to join Manchester United this summer. Romano did mention we was keen on Jadon Sancho last summer. Borussia Dortmund confirmed not so long ago that they've got a gentleman's agreement with Sancho over a possible transfer. Dortmund have lowered their asking price for Sancho. They want around £78 million. I think there's quite a few clubs that are in for Jadon Sancho. Chelsea have recently entered the race for him. Liverpool have been in for him. Borussia Dortmund admitted earlier on this season that they'll sell Sancho for the right price this summer. Borussia Dortmund's CEO did reveal that the club will discuss exceptional offers for the winner. We've already spoke with Jadon Sancho's representatives. Now, earlier on this season, it said that we was preparing to put a bid in of £50 million for Sancho, because we believe we could get him for a cut price deal. Last summer, Jadon Sancho was our number one priority target. But the main explanation we didn't get him is because we was reluctant to meet Dortmund's 108 million valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. But Sancho at Man United last summer was extremely close, because it said the personal terms had been agreed, the agent fees had been agreed, and even a contract had been agreed. Dortmund made it clear to us that we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. We obviously missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. And Fabrizio Romano, he's spoken a lot about the Sancho saga, and so too has Bill's Christian Farke. Analysing the vast majority of Jadon Sancho's career at Dortmund, he's been very, very consistent. And this has been his 4th season at Dortmund. Dortmund paid just £8 million for him from Man City, and he's under contract with Dortmund until 2023. But if we get Sancho, I think it'd be a good signing. He'd assure us goals, he'd create good chances, and he'd just fit in our team. He's predominantly a right winger, and he's still young and he's got a lot of development in him. Now, I want to give you some more news regarding the Glazers. So, I'll read it to you now, it's here. Joe Glazer reacts to Man United fans. It says here, read Joe Glazer's letter to the fans forum in full. So, this is the letter. Dear fan representatives, thank you for your letter dated April 30. Sent in your capacity as representatives of Manchester United fans. I read the contents closely and your love and passion for the club came across very clearly. I want to salute your service to the fans forum, which I know is a vital channel for consultation between the club and our fans. As I recently stated publicly, I am personally committed to ensuring that we strengthen this relationship in future. Then it says, your heartfelt letter captured the unique spirit of Manchester United, forged through decades of tribute, adversity and tragedy, and still powerfully present in today's exciting team under Ole and the vibrant fan base with your represent. Wait there a second, read rest to you. I was personally humbled by parts of your letter as you explained so clearly why our initial support for the European Super League left you feeling angry and let down. I would like to reiterate my sincere apology for the mistakes that were made. In particular, I want to acknowledge the need for change with deeper consultation with you as our main fan representative body across a range of important issues, including the competitions we play in. We also recognise the importance of a fan and football interest being embedded in key decision-making processes at every level of the club, and we are open to constructive discussions on how to reinforce that principle. It says, we remain committed to working with the wider football community to make the game stronger and more sustainable over the long term, and we will now refocus our efforts on doing this within the existing structures of UEFA and the Premier League. In addition, I want to reassure you that my family and I care deeply about Manchester United and feel a profound sense of responsibility to protect and enhance its strength for the long term while respecting its values and traditions. Our top priority is and will always be competing for the most important trophies, playing entertaining football with a team comprised of top quality recruits and some of the world's best homegrown talent under Ole. We feel we are absolutely on the right track. Success on the field must be underpinned by solid foundations of it. We have supported sustained investment in the team over many years, and that will continue this summer. We recognise that we will need to significantly increase investment in Old Trafford and our training complex to ensure that the club's facilities remain among the best in Europe. As part of this, we will consult with fans on investments related to the stadium and the matchday experience. Then indeed, one of the clearest lessons of the past few weeks is the need for us to become better listeners. To this end, I can commit the club will engage across all of the issues raised in your letter. To highlight some specific points, as one of the few European football clubs listed on the public markets, we believe in the principle of fans owning shares in the club We have previously engaged with the Manchester United Supporters Trust on fan share ownership, and we want to continue and accelerate those discussions together with provisions to enhance associated fan consultation. We recognise that the government initiated fan-led review of football is a positive opportunity to explore new structures for fan engagement and influence. I can assure you that we will willingly and openly engage in the review with the aim of putting fans at the heart of the game and ensuring their interests are advanced and protected. These commitments are a starting point for further dialogue, including all the specific points you raised rather than final proposals. We want to work together, come up with an ambitious package of measures which will transform our relationship with fans and strengthen the club for the long term. In this spirit, we will reach out to members of the forum to schedule a meeting in which I shall participate as soon as possible after the final game of the season. Thank you again for your work for the forum and your passion for the club. I look forward to meeting you, and in the meantime, let's look forward to a successful end to the season. So that was everything that was said on the letter. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did recently say that the Glazers apologised to him. Solskjaer did say that the violent incidents went too far, but he said the club need to listen to the fans. Solskjaer has recently been angry with Gary Neville over the Man United protests. Gary Neville said quite a few stuff on it. Neville said the Glazers are to blame for the protest, and he actually said it was a peaceful protest. And obviously when this European Super League got put onto the equation, Gary Neville said, the Glazers family need to sell Man United because obviously he called them scavengers. Avram Glazer, not so long ago, refused to apologise over the European Super League. Sky News caught up with him in Florida, and Avram Glazer refused to answer any questions. Like I said to you, obviously our fans were protesting against the Glazers on Sunday. A few weeks ago, they were protesting against the Glazers at Carrington. Some of our fans blocked entrances into the Carrington training ground to protest, and there was holding banners up saying 51% MUFC 20, we decide when you play, and Glazers out. Solskjaer did say earlier on this season that the Glazer family will not sell Man United, and before that he told protesters that Joe Glazer loves the club. The Glazers could be forced to sell Manchester United, but for only £4 billion. So will the Old Trafford protests force the Glazers out of the club? If we get the Glazers out of Manchester United, I can assure it'll be the right decision, because the Glazers have put us in so much debt, and I hate the way the football club has been run in general for a long time now. The Glazers bought Man United for £500 million in 2005, so they've been with us now for 16 years. So we need to recommend new owners in. Obviously, the news regarding Ed Woodward. Not so long ago, Ed Woodward's home got attacked by masked protesters. It got announced the other week that Ed Woodward resigned as Manchester United vice chairman, and he will stand down at the end of the year. I presume all United fans were delighted with the news regarding Woodward, because we have been very critical of Ed Woodward for a long time. Woodward's had a 16-year association with Manchester United. He did say, though, earlier on this season, Woodward, that I believe Solskjaer is the right man to lead the club forward. And he released a statement regarding Solskjaer and the players, and he says the progress by Solskjaer and the players this season is clear. And even when we was enjoying them really bad periods under Ollie, Wood would come out several times to show his support for Ollie. He said the other week that Woodward will get to choose Man United's next chief executive. It actually said that Edwin van der Sar was the favourite to replace him, but now apparently the Glazers have a 3-man shortlist to replace Ed Woodward. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he is our best manager since Ferguson, because he has made very, very good progress. There's a lot of positives regarding Ole. He's got us to the Europa League final. Like I mentioned, it's his first major final as Manchester United manager. We're second in the Premier League. We've got a very good away record. We've enjoyed very good periods under Ole where we have seen consistency. He got us to the FA Cup quarter-final this season. Also got us to the EFL Cup semi-final this season. Solskjaer's beaten quite a few big-name managers as Man United manager. Did well last season in his first full season at the club. Guided us to 3 semi-finals. Got us qualification for the Champions League and got us a third-place finish. Solskjaer has made good signings as Manchester United manager. He's spent almost £300 million. And so far he's enjoyed 4 transfer windows as permanent Man United manager, and he's got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he's come in. And I do like the way he has promoted the youth. So they are the positives regarding Ole. I do have my concerns about Ole as well. My 2 biggest concerns about him is that he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager, but that doesn't mean he can't succeed as Man United manager. And his decision making does concern me a lot, because in a lot of games at Man United, he has been tactically naive. I presume there's a lot of Manchester United fans that are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in, and they believe that he needs more time at the club. Obviously, this has been his second full season, but obviously Solskjaer's been criticised a lot as Man United manager, and a lot of United fans, were demanding him out. Obviously, they've got the reasons behind it. I don't think he's a long-term manager for Man United, but I hope I'm proven wrong. Reflecting now on Solskjaer's been at the club, he's gained some managerial experience and he's learnt quite a bit on the job. Solskjaer has been Manchester United manager now over 2 years. We appointed him in December 2018 to replace Mourinho, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We're given the job permanently a couple of years ago, reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. Because he did really, really well, didn't he, in that 3-month period. And Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is aware of how big this year's summer transfer window is going to be for himself and Manchester United in general. I'm expecting Man United to make around 3 or 4 signings, maybe even 5 signings in the summer transfer window, and I've already identified the areas in the squad where we need to strengthen up. Obviously, Solskjaer wants good backing, and you know what? I'm expecting him to get the backing he deserves. Because got John Murtough, he's our director of football, and it was the right decision by the club getting a director of football in. We've got Darren Fletcher, he's our technical director. And we've got Matt Judge, and Matt Judge has been part of the club for a long time. Solskjaer did warn earlier on this season that we may not do business as usual due to the pandemic, but he said he's interested in bringing in players that'll be a perfect fit for the club. But like I said to you, There's a lot of players that Man United are looking at. Like I've said, we're looking at Sancho still. I recently give you the news on Harry Kane from Tottenham. The Glazers are planning to sanction a £90 million bid for Harry Kane. Harry Kane said not so long ago he wants to win team trophies. After Tottenham's Carabao Cup final defeat to Man City, and he said earlier on this season, Kane, that he wants to leave Tottenham if Tottenham fail to qualify for the Champions League. Kane has decided that he wants to stay in the Premier League if he decides to leave Tottenham. Daniel Levy, the Tottenham chairman, said not so long ago Tottenham will only consider offers for Harry Kane starting at around £125 million. Earlier on this season, it said that Harry Kane refused to commit his future to Tottenham. It said he's delaying his transfer decision until after the Euros. David Ornstein spoke about Kane not so long ago, and he said he spoke to people in football, and he said that Harry Kane's unhappy at Tottenham and wants to leave. He said he's committed to Tottenham whilst he's there, but he said he wants to win the biggest trophies, and he hasn't been experiencing this at Tottenham. Kane's been a long-serving player at Tottenham. He's been with them 17 years, been in their senior squad since 2009. Kane's under contract with Tottenham until 2024. He has won the Golden Boot a couple of times, reflecting on his good performances. You know the news, don't you, on Pau Torres from Villarreal? Last time I read up regarding him, it said that Man United are aiming to complete the signing of Pau Torres before the European Championship begins. He said we was in advanced talks to sign Pau Torres. His release clause is around 43.4 million. Villarreal want us to meet his release clause. His release clause rises up to just over 56 million in the final 15 days of the summer transfer window. Said earlier on this season, though, that Pau Torres was interested in coming to Man United. The Real Madrid president Florentino Perez was infuriated with us for entering the race because at one point Real Madrid were emerged as the favourites to get him. Do you think Pau Torres would go well alongside Harry Maguire in our back line? Been at Villarreal for such a long time now. Risen up their youth academy, been in their senior squad for quite a while. He's got a contract with Villarreal until 2024. Also had a loan spell with Malaga. But he said a few weeks ago that Solskjaer had drawn up a 6-man centre-back shortlist. But we may not even get a centre-half now because not so long ago, Eric Bailly signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There is an option of a further year. Quite a few players are going to leave Manchester United in the summer transfer window. Like I said, I think there's a very, very good chance that De Gea is going to go. Obviously, we're looking for a replacement for De Gea, aren't we? We've recently been looking at Sam Johnstone from West Brom. Looking for the second choice goalkeeper. We've also been looking at Tom Heaton from Villa. I'm also expecting us to offload Romero because Romero's like our third or fourth choice goalkeeper now. Phil Jones, I'm also expecting us to offload him. Axel Tuanzebe, I'm expecting us to offload him. Delors, I think we'll be looking at getting rid of him permanently. Alex Telles, he could leave Man United in the summer transfer window because he's played nowhere near as much as I expected. Matic, I think there's a good chance we'll offload him. Juan Mata good chance we'll also offload him. And a lot of United fans are saying that we need to offload Anthony Martial. Should we loan Brandon Williams out? Because he doesn't really get in the team now, does he? And he is our third choice left back. So, obviously, the players that we're selling in the summer transfer window will generate money and it will help us with our rebuilding process. But a lot of players will stay at Man United in the summer transfer window. And I reckon there's quite a few players that have got long-term futures at the club. But in the last 8 years, nothing's really changed at Man United. Obviously, we've been playing catch-up. We've had different managers with different philosophies. You know, the three managers we've sat since Ferguson was David Moyes, we sat Louis van Gaal, and we also sat Jose Mourinho. We've overpaid for players in recent years as well. And in general, our recruitment has been very, very poor. The board has been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time. We spent over £1 billion in the last 8 years. We've brought around 37 players in since Ferguson retired. We've made mistakes though in the last 8 years, and that's why we haven't been as consistent as we'd like to have been. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, which is 8 years ago now. So yeah. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.